After almost 3 years of hearings and evidence that prolonged their pain, families who lost their loved ones in the Manchester Arena bombing arriving at the inquiry one last time. It was set up to learn lessons and to create changes after a series of catastrophic mistakes by a number of agencies before and after the attack, a process the inquiry's chairman wants to see continue.
We will not be going away today patting ourselves on the back and congratulating ourselves. We will only do that, and we only can do that, if we do actually achieve lasting change.
In his inquiry, Sir John Saunders concluded the response by the emergency services that night was inadequate. Yet even now, first aid provision at large venues is still unregulated, a fact that prompted this exchange.
Wherever all of this ultimately ends up in terms of the precise form of the regulation, if there is a state of affairs in which routinely thousands of people are going to venues for events and they are at risk of injury and death as a result of a lack of regulation, there needs to be some form of regulation. That must surely be agreed by your department.
That is absolutely going to be the question that we need to answer.
After 201 days of evidence, 283 witnesses, and 172,000 pages of documentation, the inquiry investigating what happened here 6 years ago has now concluded. But for many of the families, the fight for change will continue.
Our plea to the government now is please don't forget us and our loved ones' names, but do the right thing in their memory.
One of the people who died that night was Martin Hett. His mother's campaign that began as a petition is now a draft bill in his name, aimed at forcing venues to prepare plans to prevent terror attacks.
None of us are immune from being caught up in a terrorist attack, and therefore it is absolutely necessary to get Martin's Law off the ground to protect the general public.
This inquiry ended how it began, remembering the names of the 22 lives lost. For the people that loved them, these faces should be a reminder. More action still needs to be taken to stop other families suffering like they have. Shingi Marike, Sky News, Manchester.